Good morning, my dear students. Today we are discussing the paper 6.2 with the title that is Developmental Biology and Animal Biotechnology. So first let you know that is what is developmental biology. So this developmental biology is a branch of biology which aims to understand how an organism develops, how a single cell becomes an organized grouping of cells and that is programmed at a specific times to become specialized for certain tasks. So here comes another word that is embryology. Don't get confused here. So embryology means it is also a branch of biology which is only concerned with the embryos, whereas the developmental biology is a larger group where it is concerned with the developments that may occur in other stages of life, that what we call it as developmental biology. So here human embryology and developmental biology is the study of fascinating process which may occur in humans as well as in the animals that turns a single fertilized egg into a whole new individual with all the many specialized cell types. Hans Spemann, who is a Nobel laureate of 1935, is one of the most remarkable biologists of 20th century and the founder of modern experimental embryology, or you can call it as developmental biology. So first concept to study in the developmental biology, that is gametogenesis. So you have learnt in the previous classes, you know about it. That is, an organism undergoes a series of changes throughout its life cycle. So gametogenesis plays an important role in the humans to support the continuity of generations. Here, when you say the gametogenesis, it is a process of division of diploid cells to produce new haploid cells. In humans, two different types of gametes are present, that is, male gametes are called sperms and female gametes are what we call it as the ovum. So here gametogenesis is the process of producing, that is, gametes, that may be sperms and ova which are produced by testis and ovary respectively. So it is of following two types, that is spermatogenesis, that means the sperm formation. Second one, that is oogenesis, that is ovum formation. So first we'll concentrate on spermatogenesis, nothing but that is sperm formation. Say spermatogenesis, it is also a process of developing male gametes, that what we call it as the sperm within the male reproductive organ, what we call it as the testis. Here is the picture, you have already learnt it. The picture will says exactly the process of spermatogenesis. So here in the spermatogenesis process, each sperm, that what we call it as a haploid containing a single copy of each chromosome, in order to create a haploid gamete, a cell undergoes the process of meiosis, in which the genome, it is replicated and it has been divided twice, then that will produce 4 haploid gametes. This is the actual process of that what we call it as spermatogenesis. So first we'll see spermatogenesis is the production of male gamete, you know that, or sperm which begins at puberty. So you have already learnt that is the TS of testis, and there exactly you will see a special structures what we know it as the seminiferous tubule. So within the seminiferous tubule, there are two population of cells. So first population, what we call it as very large cell extending from the basement membrane to the lumen, are called it as Sertoli cells. And second one, that what we call it as very numerous, and they are called it as spermatogenic cells. So to first generation, that is Sertoli cells, and second population, what we call it as spermatogenic cells. So outside the seminiferous tubule is the third population of cells, what we call it as the Leydig cells, which is very important because it produces an hormone, that what we call it as testosterone. Now comes the different stages of spermatogenesis. First one, the spermatogonium cell, that what we call it as primordial germ cells. Here in the picture you can clearly see that is a large round cells that lie on the basement membrane of the seminiferous tubule. So they began with a complete set of genetic material, that is diploid number of chromosome, that means 2n number of chromosome. So this carried with the replication, and also you can see they divide mitotically. So this division and replication can be seen or can be studied with different stages. In that, the spermatogenesis can be classified with different stages. In that first one, that what we call it as spermatocytogenesis. So the initial stage, that what we call it as the first stage of spermatogenesis, in which the spermatogonia repeatedly divide by mitosis to produce continuous supply of identical cells, as some of them later they develop into primary spermatocytes. So this is the first stage in spermatogenesis, where the spermatogonia, they are going to divide mitotically and repeatedly, and later on they develop into a first stage, that what we call it as the primary spermatocytes, and that we call it as the spermatocytogenesis. In the second stage, we call it as spermatogenesis. Here spermatogenesis is the creation of spermatids from secondary spermatocytes. See, in this picture you can clearly see the primary spermatocytes has undergone with the division, and you can see that is secondary spermatocytes, and after that spermatogenesis is the creation of spermatids from secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes produced earlier rapidly enter the meiosis and divide to produce haploid spermatids. This is the second stage in spermatogenesis. Third one, that is spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis is the last stage of spermatogenesis, in which spermatid differentiate into the functional spermatozoa. So spermatozoa gets mature and motile. In this picture you can clearly see the spermatid, they get differentiated into the, that is spermatozoa. So the next one, what we call it as the spermiation. So here spermiation is the process by which the mature spermatids are released from the Sertoli cells into the seminiferous tubule lumen prior to the passage of the epididymis. So in this permeation process, extensive restructuring and remodeling of the spermatid to produce a streamlined protozoan. So in this permeation, the remodeling of the spermatid head and the cytoplasm takes place in the process what we call it as permeation. So these are the different stages of spermatogenesis. So when you see the process of spermatogenesis, first you already know that the spermatogonium cell, or we call it as primordial germ cell, divides mitotically to produce two population of cells, for example, that is spermatogonium A and spermatogonium B. So here the spermatogonium A replenishes the population while the spermatogonium B undergoes another mitotic division to produce a large cell, what we already discussed, we call it as the primary spermatocytes. So this primary spermatocyte starts the first meiotic division, and at the completion of this division produces two smaller cells, what we call it as secondary spermatocytes, and here each of which contain 22 double structured autosomal chromosomes, and either it may be that is X or Y chromosome. So next the secondary spermatocytes undergo another division, that what we call it as second meiotic division, to produce spermatids, and each with haploid number of chromosome, that what we call it as n number of chromosome. So these spermatids are a small cells that undergoes several modification as follows. Here the nucleus becomes condensed, so they occupy a small space. It develops a tail-like structure, what we call it as the flagellum. The Golgi body produces multiple numbers of lysosomes which fuse together to form a large structure, what we call it as the acrosome. So this whole process of modification of spermatids, what we discussed, that we call it as spermiogenesis. At the end of these modifications, a matured immotile that is the spermatozoon, it is produced, and these are stored in the rete testis. That means this rete testis, it is nothing but a network of tubules which are located at the helium part of the testis that carries the sperms from seminiferous tubules to the efferent ducts. That means the next part of the reproductive organ. So where exactly it will be stored in the rete testis, where it will become fully matured and motile. So the whole process of spermatogenesis, all the stages along with all this process requires about 64 days. So this is what exactly the process of spermatogenesis. So next one, that is structure of mammalian sperm. Say a spermatozoon is a haploid N male gamete whose primary function is to fuse with the ovum of restore diploid and to transmit the paternal characters to the offspring. So when you look at the mammalian sperm, it is a minute, microscopic, flagellated and motile gamete. The whole body of the sperm is enveloped by plasma membrane only. So basically when you divide the structure of mammalian sperm, it has been divided into 4 regions, namely head, neck, middle piece, and last one, that is the tail. So the first one, that is the head part, which consisting of, that is the acrosome and a nucleus. First one, that is acrosome. So this is a cap-like pointed structure present at the tip of the nucleus. You can see the head region. In the center you will see the nucleus, and it is a small cap which is present for the tip at the tip of the nucleus. So this acrosome, it is formed from the part of Golgi body of spermatid. So during the sperm entry, this acrosome secretes a lytic enzyme called hyaluronidase, which help in penetration of the ovum. The second one, that is which is a part of head, that is nucleus. So it is generally long, narrow and pointed, but it is flat and oval in human sperm. It is formed by the condensation of nuclear chromatin of spermatid, and there has loss of RNA, nucleolus and acidic protein, but it is formed of DNA and also protein, and it is a carrier of genetic material. So this is the first part of, that is the sperm. Second part, that is the neck. It is the smallest part of the sperm. It is formed of two centrioles perpendicular to each other, and it is formed from the centrosome of spermatid. Third part of sperm, that is the middle piece. It lies behind the neck and it is cylindrical in human sperm. It is formed of mitochondrial spiral around the proximal part of the axoneme. So the mitochondria are the carriers of oxidative enzymes which are responsible for oxidative phosphorylation. So here the middle piece, what we call it as the powerhouse of the sperm. The last part, what we call it as the flagellum. It is the longest part of the sperm. It is slender and the tapering part. It is formed of two parts. First one, that is central contractile and microtubular part, that what we call it as axoneme or axial filament, and which consisting of outer protoplasmic sheath. So this axoneme, it is formed of 11 proteinaceous microtubules where they are arranged in 9+2n manner. So this tail shows the slashing movements which provide forward push to the sperm. The distal part of the axoneme is uncovered and is called as end piece. So this is the detailed structure of mammalian sperm. Thank you.